The Lady Vols nearly erased a 19-point deficit against number 9 Oklahoma. They had the final look but couldn't connect and suffered their first loss of the season. My 3 takeaways following that 87-86 loss. I'm Paige Dower. This is the Field Pass on Full Disclosure. My first takeaway, and probably the thing at the top of everyone's mind, is that final play of the game. How did it not get into the hands of Jules Spear or Talaysia Cooper? I highlighted both of them in my pregame report, saying they would likely be the difference maker in this game, and they absolutely were. They were responsible for 4 of the buckets that got this game into a 1-point game with less than 10 seconds to go. Jules Spear had 3 of those buckets, and they were triples. Together, they combined for 44 points on the night. So when we looked at that final play, and it was an inbound pass to Talaysia Cooper, who dished it to Sarah Puckett. A wide open look from the top of the arc, but it was a little left and it was no good. But why was no one close to the rim there in the post to get the offensive rebound, something they struggled to do all game long? Someone who didn't struggle with the defensive rebounds for Oklahoma was Reagan Beers, and she was there again to get the rebound, and then that kind of just sealed the win for Oklahoma. Tennessee not able to get that offensive rebound, not able to connect on that 3-pointer. But as Kim Caldwell will note when I asked her after the game, is that who you drew it up for Sarah Puckett to be the one to take that shot? And she said the game did not come down to just that one shot.
That's how we drew it up, but Sarah was wide open. So if you're wide open and you have a wide open 3, take the 3. And so you're not going to get a much better shot than that. Sarah's in the gym all the time. She was wide open. So even though it wasn't the play, it was a great shot. It was a high percentage shot. I'm fine with it. Didn't come down to that play. It came down to the 38 minutes before that.
I mean, she's right. The game was decided by missing that final shot, but the other 38 minutes did not help Tennessee at all. And what did we see in those 30 minutes? The thing I noticed was poor rebounding, both on the offensive and defensive end. And that brings me to my second point. They failed to box out and get in the right spots, especially when it came to getting those offensive boards. Of course, Oklahoma, they're number 1 in the country in defensive rebounds with 34 per game, but Tennessee, they're first in the country in offensive rebounds with 22 per game. And Tennessee did not have the advantage in this one at all. Specifically with Reagan Beers, who we mentioned a moment ago. She was physical and aggressive and dominant from the very beginning of this game, and she caused havoc the rest of the way. 2 quarters, she had a team-high 6 rebounds, 4 being defensive rebounds. As a team, OU had 22 defensive rebounds compared to the Lady Vols, 6 offensive rebounds. And then by the halftime, this stat line, they had more defensive rebounds than Tennessee had total rebounds. The margin 22-15. That trend very much continued in the second. Oklahoma had 12 defensive rebounds to the Lady Vols' 6 offensive rebounds. The margin, it ended at 34-12 in favor of Oklahoma. A lot of that had to do with Tennessee not crashing. They weren't boxing out, and then them not crashing led Oklahoma to capitalizing in transition, something they cannot afford when they take on LSU, which kind of brings me to my third and final point. This is a game you cannot dwell on. In a matter of days, you're welcoming in number 6 LSU, who just captured its 17th straight win of the season after defeating Auburn. When they come here, number 6, another top 10 matchup. Kim Caldwell described this game as another measuring stick. How close are they to being a top 10 team? They're pretty close, a 1-point difference, but what happened in that difference was poor rebounding, and they were just a couple of points shy on being able to beat a top 10 team here at home. They have another crack at it on Thursday. So how did they not dwell on this loss, but also make sure that they have some really good teaching moments? Because how the team played today, Kim Caldwell said the team just didn't play hard enough. Jules Spear, who is an undoubtable leader for this team, she says a lot of it has to do with attacking the film room.
Taking accountability, no pointing fingers, like we're all in this together. You see the mistake, just fix it. So I think accountability is a big thing, but also going into practice, like Sam said, we can't dwell on this loss, but we have to learn from it and make sure that we don't make the same mistakes.
Surely a couple of things to learn after this tough loss in front of, an 11,000 crowd fan base for Tennessee here at TBA. We will be back later this week to talk more Tennessee basketball and, of course, Lady Vol basketball as well. I'll talk to you guys later this week.